Okay, Judy, the first thing that you see here is a circle around your head, and then you see the line of where that club is pointing. It should be pointing at your left ear, right? Right there. So what happens is, when you take the club back with the hands that far, it makes you kind of stay on that left side. So look at your head dip. Look where it's going, and you haven't turned. Now, you see how you're still on the left side, the club's a little long? Now, I'm going to put you side by side with Tom Pertzer, who was on the Champions Tour. Now I'm going to put, look where his club is actually a little forward too here. Okay, not quite as much as yours. But it shows you can play that way, but you'll notice that when he takes it back, he does not dip. He turns behind the ball. See how he's turned now behind it? So if you put up a line right here, you can see where his shoulder is behind the ball right here, and look where he was when he started. With that line, look where his shoulder has turned behind it. And let's look at you. You can barely see the golf ball right there. Golf ball's right here. So you're still stacked up on top of it more than he is. Okay? He has a little bit more rotation. Look at his head still behind the ball a little bit more, but his head hasn't really dipped too much. Look how much your head has dipped. I'm going to draw a little line around your head right here. And I'll draw the same thing on him. Let's see how much he has gone down underneath it like you have. See how his has stayed there pretty much? And watch you. See how much you've gone below it? Okay? So, that's one thing that we really have to work on. That's why I tell you stay tall. That's why I put my hands on your head and say keep your head up. Now, as you come back through the ball, see how your club is long right there? Look where Pertzer's is. Big difference. So as you come back, look at your upper body swinging, swinging, swinging. Now your lower body starts to rotate. Watch his swing here. He has a lateral move. Watch his hips go toward the target right there. See his hips going to the target? And then the club starts to come down. Look at his head in the circle. He stays tall. Look at his head with the yellow line here. Still there. Now let's go to your side. And you're a little bit below it. It would help if you stayed a little taller. And you can see where your hands are here. I'm going to take all these lines now. Go to his side, take out all the lines. See, his golf ball is already leaving the club face. I can't drop his back more because the frame is just not, it's not right at impact. But you can see where he is straight up through here. Ball's gone. So if he's straight up right here, you know that when he was making contact with the golf ball, his club was back here. Let me put that in red again. Let me go back one frame. So you see, look where the golf ball is. I'm going to put the golf ball in red. And then watch where the club is and the angle. So you know his hands were back a little bit, so his club shaft had to be back in here. So look at the angle. That's called shaft lean. Remember the shaft lean? The lever position right here. And let's go to you. Let's see where the golf ball is. Golf ball's right here. Let's see where you are on that frame. You had to have some shaft lean there. I can't tell how much because the next frame it misses your hands way over here, but I can see the club over here. The golf ball is gone. So you have to have some shaft lean there. I know that because your hands are here. So but there's no way of seeing this on this camera. I'd have to have a really expensive stop action camera to be able to get that. Maybe one of these days I will get it. But what I really like right here is look at that extension. Well, that's what I was telling you. And then watch his extension. Here. He doesn't quite have the extension that you have. See where his hands are? Gotta remember this guy's in his 60s now. See how your arms are stretched out? That's very Hogan-like. Remember I showed you before. Actually, this is very much like my teacher, like Greg. Look where Greg is. See where Greg is? And you are? Very similar. And then at the same time, let me take these lines out. You're very similar to that of Hogan. So you've got some really good things in your golf swing. Again, let me show you this. I think this was on the last video that I did for you too. Look at your angles. Very, very good. Look where Ben is. Straight up with that club right there. And look where you are. Really good angles here. I really, really like that. This is amazing that you're posted up like this. Okay, so just keep it going. Right there, all the way around. So we got to do. Don't force it at the end. Just keep turning. Okay? So tomorrow let's keep your head up. Let's shorten up that backswing a little bit, and let's get your angle with your club not so far forward with your hands at the start. And the other thing was, you can see, let me go back because I'm going to forget to do this now. I want to do, let me get all this out of here first. I almost forgot to finish your whole thing. Let me see which one. Well, I can split these on the split screen because you got one swing in here that's really good and one that's a little too fast. Okay, look at this one on this side, the right side. You can see that when you take the club back, it's real fast right here. Watch this. Oh, which one? Wait, hold on a second. Let me see. Because there's one in here that's too fast and I stopped you. Now this is the same swing. Where is the other one that I had in here was too fast? Hold on just a second. This is fast downs backswing. Hold on. I'm going to see which one is which now. Let me see if it's this one on the right. There's one in here that the backswing is way too fast. Maybe I titled these wrong. Yeah, I think I titled these wrong. Let me see. No, I did. That was better. Look at the swing on the right. Forget the swing on the one on the right. I titled these wrong. I like this swing right here. The tempo is really, really nice. You just have to watch out that you don't take the club back too fast. This is in real time. Okay, what happens is you tend to right there to get real quick on that backswing. But that's a very good angle right there because the club now is pointing just a little outside the golf ball. Not too bad. Or inside the golf ball, I should say. It's outside. That's still pretty good right there. Would ideally like it to have it right there. It doesn't have to be. Even if it's outside a little bit, I'm a little outside right here. A lot of players on the tour that are outside of it, but nobody's too steep, okay? But what I'd like here is look at the club now at the top of the swing. It's a little vertical. Okay, we'd like to get that a little bit more here. See on the shoulder line, right here, the shoulder line? I'd like to get a little bit more on that shoulder line. And watch tomorrow that we don't get long again, okay? Right here, this was a pretty good one. You can see where the club is. Right there. Sometimes we see the club way in here. Weighing downward. Okay, we don't want to get there. Remember that. And then you can see on the downswing the upper body starting before the lower. So we got to get that lower body going second early. See the lower body's a little late. But we can still catch up with the club and hit it right down the center. Beautiful extension there. But again, let's get that lower body going a little earlier, okay? And we'll flatten out our swing just a little bit. But you see this in real time now. Okay? Good. Okay, see you tomorrow at noon. Bye.